A new Tampa Bay Business Journal hits newsstands today, and editor Alexis Muellner is back to talk about some of the week's big stories. Always good to see you. Good morning to you.
Happy Friday, dear.
You come with some pretty cool news. You're talking about the coolest places to work in the Bay Area.
This is something that we've done for 5 years in a row, and we seek out, which businesses are using design principles to make their offices really cool. Now, how do you define cool? It's all sort of in the eye of the beholder, but the businesses that we're featuring do have things like open layouts and places where the management team can be in one place. And sure, they have beautiful sort of colors and finishes and natural light, but they're also incorporating places to rest and foosball tables, and it goes beyond that because retention of employees is really important. And if you make an employee-centric place where people can communicate and want to be, it's much better than having a sort of a path of people kind of out the door and having to hire. And the longer people really want to be where they work, they get the best out of them. And so we can see some of these businesses in our paper this week.
Some of that, if you build it, they will come or they will stay.
Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, give them a reason to stay. Next up, ahead of the Republican National Convention, the promotional priorities are now being laid out.
Yeah, this is going beyond the press release. And what we're finding in the Tampa Chamber and then a lot of other organizations, the West Shore Alliance, the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, the City of Tampa and Hillsborough County, Tampa Bay Partnership are all getting together to try and coordinate some media strategy, which is really smart given that you're going to have thousands of journalists in town. And what they're doing is trying to show sort of, these people are going to come, and there's a lot with the convention to cover, but they're going to need to find other stories. So they're trying to define what are their priorities from a PR perspective in this once-in-a-moment, situation to really kind of get out some of the stories of the Bay Area that are lasting and, will sow seeds of future coverage and get people to come for tourism and also to grow their businesses here.
Yeah, I hope they come back and visit too, or stay.
All those things. And so it's pretty smart stuff.
Yeah, it is. And also, finally, some Bay Area leaders met with more than a dozen state lawmakers, and no surprise, they're asking for some money.
They are. I sat in on this. 28 state reps and senators got together at the forum. They do this twice a year, once in Tallahassee and once here. The Tampa Bay Partnership organized it around their regional business plan, and that is something they spent a year studying. What are the areas where you're going to see growth and jobs? It's applied medicine, it's financial services, and marine industries. And in terms of funding, well, there's lots of needs, and so I think it was helpful for the legislature to hear from these business interests in high tech and others, but for incubator and seed money and those kinds of things. But money's short, and so it'll be interesting. And it was interesting just to sit in and hear what the legislators are hearing, and a good exercise.
Interesting stories this week.
Always.
Thanks, Alexis.
Pleasure,
always good to see you. And for more Business Journal headlines, go to abcactionnews.com/business.